Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chinyere and today I am going to be sharing a video talking about things that I do not like about this house since I have lived here. So if you can see in the background there's some boxes because we are in a packing and organizing process at the moment. So we've lived in this house since 2021. We were first-time buyers when we got the house, and of course we were rookies. We didn't know exactly what to look out for, you know, when it comes to buildings. But having lived in this house now for 5 years, I feel like if I'm ever going to be buying another property, this will be things that I'll be on the lookout for. And I decided, you know, let me just share it here on my channel. So if this is the kind of video you like to watch, don't forget to like and also subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. It'd be nice to interact with you guys, you know, and hear your thoughts on this particular one. So do join me as I share with you. So the first thing I will be talking about today is my hallway. This is a pretty hallway. I haven't really done much on this hallway, to be fair. But one thing that I do not like about this hallway is how narrow it is. It's just so narrow. There's really little or no space to place a console. My neighbor's house actually has a console on the hallway, which, to be honest, it just feels very cramped when I'm walking through, you know, when I'm walking through the space. So I didn't even want to even explore that option at all. I mean, I just have to park my son's buggy at that end when I bring it in, and the whole place already looks, you know, very busy. So putting a console was just not an option for me here. But this is just, you know, a very narrow hallway, and if I was considering buying another property, I definitely will look for something a little bit bigger than this. Next for me will be this kitchen cabinets. So the way that they are built, there's a space between the roof and the cabinets, which I just don't understand why exactly there's that space. Initially I used to leave it bare, but my husband decided to stuff it up with things. And as you can see, nobody goes up there to do anything, you know. Every time I try to climb up there, I just feel a lot of dust settling on the top of that end. And I feel like if I had my way, I would rather have preferred that they built the cabinets up to the roof, or maybe like build the cabinets up to the roof so that like it's longer, or just, you know, move it up a little bit higher so that those spaces are not open. And then these kitchen cabinets, please forgive that, you know, there's a lot of plastic in here, but this is where I put my blending stuff and some plastics. Anyways, so that space in there, that recess there, is just so deep, it just isn't exactly functional. So this is one here and this one. So literally what they've done is extend the cabinet into that. I don't know if you guys can see though, but yes, so that end there is extended so that when you open here, you're expected to, you know, constantly go in there. Okay, so this is what my lower cabinet looks like, or locker, whatever you want to call it. So here I have like some grains and seeds packed in big containers in here, and you know, most of the time I don't go in there to pick up anything. So there's a lot of things that are hidden in there. Like I have some dry vegetables and stuff that I haven't used in a while. Not because I don't want to, but because they're just, you know, so deep inside that space that there's literally little or no way there's literally no way I'm going to be opening that space every time, like bringing out everything every time I want to go in there to find anything to use. So it's just, you know, a pain that I wish was designed in a much better way. So moving on now, we are in the master bedroom. I will just show you the space that I want to show you, and that's me there. Hello. So this wardrobes that we have here, guys, so that is the one for her and the one for him. To be honest, okay, so there used to be my dressing table here, but since baby came, we decided to put the baby cot here so that he can sleep in his cot. But to be honest, when we got this house, we were offered an incentive of a walk-in wardrobe, which in retrospect, guys, next time I'm looking at another house, I will be talking about some other things when it comes to the topic of incentives rather than wardrobes. But I've had to squeeze my life. I'll open it up for you guys to see into this wardrobe for the last 5 years. There's the floor section there. I've cleaned out the wardrobe to be fair. because I'm trying to pack and organize some stuff, like I said earlier on. But this is where I've had to squeeze my life into for the last 5 years, and it's been pretty tough. I'm complaining for this one. I am complaining. It's so small. I honestly would have preferred that it was extended further in. But by the time we got our keys, it was just this space that, you know, this thing that was constructed, and I was like, wow. But yeah, so far we've managed. So we are in the guest bedroom. As you can see, we are in a different space. So guys, I think this will be like the most annoying part of this house for me. These slanted walls. Whoever thought about this idea? For me, it is so annoying. So you can see I've had to only put, you know, a bedside table and this bedside lamp under that space because it's so narrow to do anything else with. I mean, you can't even move the bed any further in because of that wall. And even if you say, okay, let me use the rest of the room, just imagine what is left for you to work with. I don't know why my camera is coming out of focus. And then I used to have, okay, so once I got this wardrobe that you can see here, I had a problem fixing it in because, of course, that slant was coming on. And if you can see, I got a dent on the roof because I was trying to squeeze the wardrobe into there just to see if I could use the other space for something else. Unfortunately, this wall, and it's not just this room. With my child's room, which is the other way here, let's go all the way. Let's go all the way. I hope he dressed his bed today. Impossible. Anyways, so that's the bed. And you can imagine every time he stands up, because my 4-year-old likes to jump sometimes on his bed. Every time he stands up to jump, I'm literally shouting, take it easy, don't jump too high because you're going to bang your head on this wall. You know, it's just a very annoying thing. And you can't even place like a bunk in this room because the wall is slanting and it goes all the way up here. So even if I was to say, okay, you can put a bunk in this space, like that's the only space where bunk can go into. So you can see how narrow it is. But yeah, very annoying design that I don't know who thought about as a good plan. And the very last one, which I'll be talking about, which maybe we might consider more of structural. When it comes to these new build homes, most of the time they are made up of concrete and more of wood. So what I have come to notice since I've been living here is that, especially when we have like new guests in the house and at night when the house is quiet, you know, they're moving around because the guest room is upstairs, the house will start to vibrate. It's literally like everywhere is shaking, and I've had to come upstairs by myself to say, sorry guys, please can you take it easy when you're walking around. So imagine having to tell that to your guests, to explain to them that please, your footsteps are very loud because we're downstairs and we can hear every sound. And sometimes when my 4-year-old decides to be a toddler and jump around, especially on this floor, everywhere is vibrating because he is, you know, making that sound, and it's so annoying when you're downstairs because it's like, why is the house vibrating? But yeah, that's just something that we have noticed so far since we've been living in this house. So guys, like I said, I'm not complaining, I'm just sharing things that, you know, I've noticed so far since I've been living in this house, and I do hope that you've enjoyed this particular video. Until I see you next time, take care of yourselves, and don't forget to leave a comment. Of course, I'll be happy to see who is going to be interacting with me there. Take care of yourselves.